Okay. Hopefully my mic doesn't peak this time. And hopefully I can play this game better. So, I was sitting here, writing, doing a bunch of stuff for job applications for trying to work in Japan. Haha, white boy trying to work in Japan. Very, very funny. But I was thinking about my life and how I've really worked constantly towards things or goals or creating something or being a certain person that sometimes I never stop to smell the flowers, the roses, and I never really stopped to have fun except for a very, very few times in my life. And I feel like that's halted me from some important experiences I was supposed to have in my life. But, I think that fun is something that everyone experiences differently, right? Someone's fun may be going on Facebook Marketplace and laughing at the car sales, and someone else's version of fun is squatting 400 pounds, right? And I've been both of those people. I think fun changes as you get older and you experience more things, and maybe your brain develops, right? I'm in the last however many months of brain development, and I'm done. I'm probably gonna be cooked. But, I'm really proud of how far I've come in my life. I've done a lot. I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like overall I'm a good person who has made some mistakes and maybe struggles with learning them, but always tries their best, right? And that's the most important thing. But I think back, and I think if I was more focused on having fun, I could, having fun in the sense of going out to frat parties and drinking more, or, like being on a basketball team in high school, even though I can't play basketball for shit, or, just stuff like that, or like putting myself out there more. I think I'd have more fun, but I wouldn't be reaching the goals I set for myself at that time, or I wouldn't be pursuing my passions, right? So in pursuing passions, is pursuing passions fun? For me, a lot of times, what happens in my life is I'll start pursuing a passion, and I'll get mediocre to good at it, and I won't push myself to mastery, and I will stop doing it. Why? Why do I lose interest? Well, probably because it's not fun anymore for me. Maybe that's the thing. I stop doing these things because it's not fun, and I start to realize that they're not fun, and that's why I quit. And for some reason, usually the push for me to quit is breaking up with, or going through a breakup. Which I don't know why, but I think fun can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, right? Okay, that was awful. Yeah, I really do think so. But I've always lived my life with the thought of, not the thought of, but that I always had another mission or another goal, right? So like, yeah, I would go to school for not 8 hours a day. Well, however long, yeah, 8 hours, right? But when I'd come home, rather than hanging out with friends or participating in clubs and stuff like that, I would focus on my own hobbies or my own goals, or, like hanging out, playing League with friends, and, just giggling, making shitty YouTube videos or streaming, right? Like, that was kind of what made me happy at the time until it kind of consumed me, or I didn't really get mastery in it, right? So I kind of stopped. So I think that my mind is not clear right now on what I want to say. I'm probably repeating myself. But, you know, I'm just kind of blankly playing CSGO deathmatch and talking, right? I don't know if it's like just me who's ever had this experience, but there was one time in my life where I did just focus on fun, and that's when I was studying abroad, and that's why I think I talk about it like I was the quarterback of a high school football team now working a blue-collar job at the age of 35. You know, I really think that I talk about this shit like it was the best time of my life, and it really was. But was that because I focused on fun more than my goals and hobbies at the time? I'm not sure, you know. Was it fun because I was like no hold bars, just talk to people even if you annoy them or they don't want to talk to you, and try to meet as many people as you can? You know, should I live my life that way? Should I live my life as just constantly putting myself out there even though it's exhausting because I only have one life to live? You know, it's kind of some things I think about a lot. You know, should I stop pursuing my studies currently? Not like I'm in college, my studies just for fun, and focus on just my job, and then when I'm not at my job, spending money and hanging out with people? Like, I'm not sure. I mean, I really could focus on that, but is that my definition of fun or happiness? You know, I think there's times in your life where you can just focus on having fun, and that's what you should do, and there's other times in your life where maybe, you know, you should focus on bettering yourself. But what I struggle with is, man, people are not putting nice words in the alt chat. That's not a nice word. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there too, especially if you're my age, at 24 or younger, or even older, that people will tell you how to live your life, ways you should live in your 20s. Sometimes it's all just a little crazy and a little frustrating, right? Yeah. But I think for me, I need to figure out what I should be doing. Either it's focusing on fun or focusing on my hobbies currently. And it's not that you can't have fun doing your hobbies, right? I think it's more that balance, like in everything. You should have balance in your life. And I'm gonna juke the hell out of this guy, maybe. Oh, just kidding, I can't do this shit. I can't aim. Yeah, you know, fun is fun. F is for friends who do stuff together. I'm in a really difficult place in my life right now where I don't know if I want to stay at my current location, take some risks, express, I don't know, move closer to my family or what. There's a lot of, I'm going through a lot of different emotions in my life right now. And yeah, I thought I'd just make this little stupid video to talk about it. Do you remember in YouTube where people would say, oh, you're padding to the 10-minute mark to get ad revenue or whatever? That's like what I'm doing here, except I don't think that exists anymore. Yeah, everyone's got a different way of viewing life. I think that's really interesting. And I think that's kind of how your like how you come up in the world too, right? Is it's all from how you came up in the world, right? Is really plays a big role in your life. You know, I've been around so many different people in my life, and I think I'm super lucky to have that experience. Been friends, and still am friends with so many people from different countries, who have different life experiences, who know so many crazy things, and they tell me these crazy things. You know, I'm super lucky to say that, and I'm also super lucky to get that kill. Yeah, I think I don't take that for granted, and I really try to maintain those relationships, even though I'm kind of bad at it. But also, like, I guess not just like countries, right? But I've had friends who were rich, poor, Christian, Muslim, all different religions, stuff like that, right? Like, you know, it's it truly is a gift to. Let me rephrase that. It truly is a gift in a way to be able to talk to all these different people in the world so easily through the internet, even though the internet is fucking awful sometimes, and oh my god, some of the amount it tries to get your attention is fucking abysmal, right? It tries to steal your attention away from you all the time. You can't focus on your real goals or anything, right? So I don't know. I think we're so lucky to have the internet, but also not at the same time. And I think this shit has ruined my life in some ways too. It really has. Yeah, but maybe that's a topic for another time. Maybe I'll make another one of these videos. Maybe I won't. I doubt anyone. Never mind. I can put that out in the universe. Who knows? But yeah, this is my second recording of doing this. Oh my god, fancy! And the first time I did it, I had No Surprises by Radiohead covered by a cat in the background, and some lady started to sing over the cat, and I was like, okay, this video kind of sucks. So, anyways, work today was a 7 out of 10. Not bad, but not superb.